Hello and welcome to this niche conversation. I'm here with Sandra Harrison, and Sandra and I over the years have made a number of training videos, and we made a series recently which you can also catch on YouTube, and so she suggested that we do this live stream. So it's a bit outside my comfort zone but very exciting. So thank you for that suggestion, and I'm really pleased to be here.
Potentially why people are a little bit afraid or scared to challenge racism to start with.
Yes, there's no the buzzwords around psychological safety.
Yeah.
You know, people are concerned what will happen. So we need to think about how do we create that psychological safety. I really like the work that Amy Edmondson has done around all of this.
Turning back to retail crime, recent reports from the British Independent Retailers Association, for example, say that 83% of retailers have seen an uptick in retail theft, and 82% don't bother reporting physical violence against their shop workers. Now, the Crime and Policing Bill is actually currently making its way through the Lords, and that is going to make key changes like the removal of the £200 threshold and also make it a specific crime if you attack a shop worker. So do you think this is going to lead to a reduction in retail crime?
I think it will eventually. I think there will be a spike initially. The £200 has always been, a perception. And I think the removal of that will clear up any ambiguity, really establish some consistency across police forces, which retailers are crying out for, that consistency. And I think that will lead to a spike in offences in the beginning. But I hope then that with the introduction of it, it will cause offenders to sit up and pay attention and realise that, offending just under that £200 doesn't remove them from, prosecution like they previously thought. So I think a few high-profile cases of arrests and sanctions will help that. In terms of the assault against a retail worker offence, I think this one is incredibly important because at the moment, sometimes the assault or the violence or the harassment or the abusive language that's directed at retail workers is just within the confines of the shoplifting offence. It's not treated separately. And although it won't give any more serious powers or conviction or sentencing options to courts, what it will give is us a really accurate picture of what's going on. We know there's a perception and a reality that there is a lot more violence being experienced in retail. And by able to measure this, we'll be able to put our cops in the right places at the right time, and retailers will be able to assess the risk to their staff, perhaps flex their security provision or their opening hours or where they're putting certain goods. And I think it will just enable us to be a lot smarter. So I think both pieces of legislation are really, really important, and I think are going to really help going forward.
It has taken quite a long time for this to come to the statute book because there has been argument about whether or not, as you say, the £200 threshold was just an imaginary thought or whether or not it really did make a difference. So not everyone will completely agree with the changes that have been made. So why do you think that is?
I think there is a need, and I think most people that are in the sector appreciate that. I think unless you've tried to deal with and get an arrest and a conviction and a sentence for somebody under £200, you haven't realised the reality of it. I think, like I say, that clearing up that ambiguity, making it crystal clear to our policing officers, to the courts and everyone in the criminal justice system that theft is theft regardless of value. And some people are really clever. They're taking that 150 every day, but they're really prolific and thinking they can get away with it, but they can't. And this